All right. Oh shit, hat. Hold on.
You're good. So Dave's getting his hat, everybody. So welcome to
Maybe I'm not
Toe the
my hat,
Line
so.
with Dave's RC and special guest Deleware RC Man tonight. And Dave's got to have his hat, so that's why you walked away for a second.
It's because of my receding hairline, bro. I don't like showing you guys my receding hairline. Shadow Ops, go ahead, man. Break it down for us, man. Dave's RC, guys. What is going on?
With Delaware RC Man tonight. So while we have
Delaware
Delaware
RC
ask
in
questions,
the house, guys, as promised.
How you guys doing tonight?
I'll try to keep up on the comments so you don't have to worry about that, Delaware. Throughout the show
So, guys,
tonight,
right now, I'm going to focus you guys down here, what I'm doing while Eric and Delaware are talking. I'm just going to focus you guys down here on what I'm doing down here. I'm putting this this cub together. So I'm going to point this down here. I'll still be talking with you guys and listening. But at the same time, I'm trying to get this thing put together so that...
he's building the wing support struts for his Carbon Z Cub. So
there you go, buddy.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself, Delaware, while Dave's working on that.
I don't really know where to start. I guess I live, like I said, in Delaware. Obviously, grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, and served in the military. I've been building houses for years, and then I switched and went and work. Got a good state job, and then that's where my injury got me. And now I'm sitting home and watching all you guys have fun.
So Delaware actually does a lot more surface stuff. At some point...
yeah, I'm more into the crawlers.
At some point, Dave and I will either get him into like a FPV quad or a smaller plane than this Carbon Cub, but he's got a couple different crawlers.
Apprentice is nice to start with. I heard that the Apprentice is a nice plane to start with. E-Flight has a couple of them out too. I think E-Flight... I can't remember what that blue and white one's called. You guys might know in the chat, you guys.
What blue
I was
and white
actually going to get that one before I got this one. It's a 1.5 meter E-Flight, white and blue E-Flight plane. It looks like a Cub. It actually might be a Cub. I'm just not sure.
Well, there's a couple different companies that sell a smaller Cub that are good at entry-level planes. It's just the Apprentice is... I mean, you'll spend a little bit more money, but it literally takes all the guesswork out. It comes with the controller. I mean, it's got safe already on it. It's got AS3X.
The Apprentice is a nice plane. I've seen so many people.
Well,
they actually have a Hangar 9. There's a giant scale Hangar 9 Apprentice, and that thing is sick too, man.
it's a lot better plane than it used to be. It used to be the Apprentice was a pretty crappy plane. So
where I live, my concern always
as far as the RC world,
nowhere to fly.
You don't have anywhere to fly, Delaware? Is that what you just said?
Well, I mean, I guess for you guys that have been doing it for a while, probably it's easier for you to find, your local spots and stuff. And I'm more into the surface, like Eric was saying. So I'm not familiar with if they have fields around here. But as far as places where I know, like, that I could just go and fly, most of it's too grassy. Like, you wouldn't be able to. You'd probably be better with one of those Towson planes. But then there's like the state park in an area
like
where
this would work for your yard.
Yeah, or something like that.
It's a 2.5 inch prop.
Yeah, and my brother, he years ago bought, like when DJI first came out with that real big, like it was almost kind of, it wasn't something you would buy as like, your typical hobbyist, but it was a little more expensive, like for doing commercial stuff. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why he thought that it was right for him, and he bought it. It was like $2,700, but he got good at it, and you could fly it like 5 miles away. But where he lived, it was good for what he was doing.
Right.
And I tried to fly it, and they definitely take some getting used to. I think something like that would be good in this area to get started with, but nothing quite as big as what he had.
Yeah, so that fits in the palm of my hand. Has 3 flight modes on it.
Yeah.
I've flown smaller toy grade ones before, so it was good for me to start out with, and I've picked it up pretty quick. But I was telling Dave about one that I can talk to you later about. That would be a good starter for anyone because it has everything you need. That one I bought as a plug and play where I had to buy the goggles, and I already had a controller, so.
Yeah. Alright, guys, I'm just trying to get this last screw in.
I know I was reading into it, and they say that, like, battery life, like, it could take you, when you buy a brand new one out of the box, it could take you 3 batteries before you get that thing even flying stable, before you get it confident enough to where you're even willing to take it out of your sight.
Some of them, but like the Emax ones that are built for beginning there. Rajka, you are the one that always has to go there. You, Wreckham, or Mr. Squid Boy, or come on, brain work, Captain Photon.
Is Ricky the Photon in here?
No, just Rajka. And I only say your name that way just to tease you, buddy. So, he said, Shadow, there's a lot of things that fit in the palm of your hand, LOL.
Funny, Rajka. I'm just kidding.
Not all of us are old fuddy-duddy retirees like you that used to drive trains for a living, Rajka.
Oh, he rode on the train, did he? What are those guys called? They're called conductors. Yes, that's right, conductors. He was a conductor.
So, what branch of the military were you in, Delaware?
I was in the Air Force. That was kind of like when I was getting out of high school, I went to be in the Marines, and my mom lived 90 miles away and refused to send me my diploma, so they wouldn't take me. So then I blew that off for a while, and then I did the ASVAB for the Army. They were ready to take me. My mom did the same thing. So then I was working for a repo company, repoing cars, and 9/11. Well, it was before 9/11. I was already talking. My uncle's a chief master sergeant in the Air Force, and he was always getting on us to join. And so then I said, well, the Air Force got to be my last bet. Maybe she'll be all right. And she decided not to. So I drove down 90 miles and got my diploma.
You're like, Mom, right? I'm done with you screwing me around.
And then I ended up in the Air Force. And I was a police officer and a weapon master.
Oh, nice.
So by weapon master, when like people like Deleware were going to deploy, he would be helping running the shooting ranges and training on the different weapons.
Now they probably call it range master or something, but
in the Army
when I was in, those guys actually even worked the armory that was inside of your barracks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were in charge of the barracks armory. Right. So like if you had personal weapons, you were not allowed to keep them in your barracks room. That was highly against the rules. You had
in the
to actually,
Army, at least.
Yeah, in the Army, when you had a weapon or a firearm, you could have a handgun in your room, but you couldn't have like a shotgun or a rifle or anything like that. You actually have to go put that in the armory. The armory, and they'll take care of it for you. If you want them, they'll actually clean it for you. They'll do whatever you want. That's what they do all day. And when they ain't got shit to do, they're looking for stuff to do. So if you bring them your weapon, you're like, hey, here, my shotgun needs to be cleaned or my 30-30 needs to be cleaned. They'll actually sit there, they'll clean that bitch and come back at the end of the day and check it out if you want. But the only time you won't be able to get into that armory is Saturday and Sunday. So you got to make sure that if you want to get your weapon out, that you have to be there Friday, at the end of the day, Friday, to grab your weapon. Say if you like wanted to go hunting or something, or you just wanted to go to target practice or something. And then you actually have to keep it in your vehicle. You can't actually put it back in the dorm with you or in the barracks with you. You actually have to put it in your car until that Monday when it opens up. Sorry, I'm pointing at the ground here. Until Monday when the armory opened back up, and then they would allow you to sign your weapon back in. So So yeah, that's the way it worked in the Army. I don't know how it works with other branches of the service, but that's the way it worked with us.
Pretty much the same, and the Air Force and Army are pretty much the same branch initially, but they pretty much operate the same.
Biggest difference is just the Air Force has more.
We definitely had a lot of Air Force guys around in basic training, because we actually did my first time going through basic. Or not my first time. My first time going through AIT, I meant. We had a lot of Air Force guys around. I trained on the CB base in Gulfport, Mississippi, and it just so happens that the classes that I was going through, the Air Force actually had to get trained by those same people. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Except the Air Force had to learn an entire job. They didn't just learn carpentry. They learned carpentry, plumbing, electrical. When you have an engineer in the Air Force, they know every single trade. If they don't just learn like one trade, like I learned carpentry, or I didn't learn carpentry. I already knew how to do carpentry before I went in. That's what I was doing before I went in the military anyway. I was building houses. But the Air Force, when they learn their MOS or their tech school, they have to learn the entire trade from plumbing all the way to roofing. You know what I mean? Electrical, foundation. They have to do it all. It's not just like the Army where we just had to learn how to box frame and roof and lay down a foundation. They actually have to learn it all. So those guys,
everybody jokes about
a lot longer than ours as well.
Everybody joked that our basic was shorter, but our tech schools were usually really long.
I was in one of the longer tech schools for Army, but Air Force ones are usually because they want you to be a full-blown expert before you go out in the Air Force.
So yeah, when we were getting out, when we were graduating AIT, the people, the Air Force guys that were in tech school that were in our class, they actually move on to the plumbing part, and that's another like 8-week class. And then they got another 4-week class, and then they have another 6 weeks of electrical that they have to learn. And then they have another like thing that they have to do right at the end where they have to learn certain codes and like how to get permits and stuff like that and shit like that. So I mean, it's the Air Force really puts time and money into their people, man. I tell you that, they really do.
Well, Army does when you're in a specific job. But yeah, go ahead, Delaware.
I was saying that was part of why I ended up. I scored high on my ASVAB. I could have picked any job they want from what they said. But I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be in like police enforcement, law enforcement type of thing, and they actually are the reason, like you were saying, for at least when I was the base I was stationed at, which is my local base here, is where it started for me, and in order for me to be in that situation, they made me go to CADM, to be a combat arms specialist. So in order to be able to be in the law enforcement, you basically had to learn everything about every weapon that you could come into contact with, and after all of that, then they just made you sit in a truck on the corner of a tarmac all day.
Yeah. Oh man, you think it's gonna be the most special thing you've ever done in your life when you get to your permanent duty station?
Yeah, the number one thing that all military has in common is hurry up and wait. Go through all of that schooling and then sit here till we need you.
Yep, twiddling your fucking thumb. Oh, that's the wrong wing, Dave. We need the other one.
Lots of hurry up and wait.
Lots of hurry up and wait, just like I'm doing right now. Hurry up and
That's
wait.
what turned me and guys like me and Dave into smokers, because you had to have something to do.
Yes,
something to
right.
do.
And you ain't kidding, man. I didn't even really smoke much until I went in the military, bro. That's
which
some
is
shit
funny.
That I picked up
Everybody
in
that smoked before basic training in Army was made to go cold turkey while they were in basic.
Yeah. I still remember, in all honesty, like everybody says about they remember every minute of basic or every minute of this. Like I literally remember being shipped to basic and throwing out my last cigarette on the way to get on the bus to go to the air base.
Oh my God, I remember. So I had to go back. I had to go back and do re-MOS, right? And I remember that I had to throw away my cigarettes during basic training. So when I got to Fort Leonard Wood at the bus station there, where the military comes and picks you up, the Army comes and picks you up. The guy was like, "Look," I said, "Look, I'm prior service. I'm here to learn. I'm just here to do my AIT and just learn. You know, I'm already pin specialist and shit like that." And I was like, "Do I have to throw my cigarettes away?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got to throw them away."
Now.
Brand new fucking pack. And then I get there, and the liaison sergeant that came and got the prior service guys was like, "No, you didn't have to throw your fucking cigarettes away." He said, "You need to go hit that bus driver up for a free pack."
Yeah, you probably outranked the dude that told you to throw them away.
Yeah, the bus driver, I did. Yeah, he was a PFC.
Well, when I went in, it was during a delayed entry program, and it was on the whole thing where everybody still had the regular military badges, and then they were giving out the white Geneva Convention badges with the chip in it. And those were, I don't know if everybody had them at the time.
Those are the ones that I got, dude. I don't think they do those ones anymore.
They called them the Common Access Card or whatever, the white one that was supposed to be like for the specialists that had like different jobs and.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's exactly what it was called. I remember.
We can talk about them now, but the joke was that you couldn't talk about them.
Yeah. You couldn't talk about. Yeah, the ones that had the little computer chip in them, kind of like your debit cards.
Yeah. Well, the only people on the base when I went to basic that had one was your instructors. Everybody else had the brown basic military badge. But being that I was on what they call a delayed entry program, I had a white common access badge. So when I would go down to grab a soda or whatever, I'd come up, and if anybody ever flashed that badge at a dorm, they have to let you in, first off. Secondly, it scares the shit out of everybody. So I used to just throw my badge up on the window. And here I am. I'm in basic with everybody, and I'm just throwing my badge up on people's windows and scaring the crap out of them.
That's funny as shit, man.
Because they see a name that they've never heard of, too, so they're like, what the hell's going on?
Well, I remember that means, are you a higher ranked person?
Well, technically, I outranked my instructor, which really pisses them off, I found.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that too much. They actually give you more of a hard time because of it.
They sure will.
I went in as an E3, and my instructor was a PJ getting ready to graduate from PJ school, and he was only an E1 or E2.
How did he get through PJ school and only be E1?
Maybe that's why he ended up as an instructor.
Probably because
or
PJs
he could have gotten in trouble and failed a piss test, or got caught drinking or something like that, and he could have got demoted. I've seen that happen before.
Because PJs are trained a lot like SEALs.
Yeah, because in the Air Force we had a thing called SEER, which is similar to the Army's. Well, it's similar, I guess, like
survival
Navy SEAL,
training.
and Army has TAC-P, and Air Force has SEER.
Yeah, SEER school is just like that. Yes, exactly, yes.
Yeah, and
exactly.
I mean...
It's the same thing.
And in Air Force during basic, we had different things. Like, even though that wasn't going to be your MOS, you could pick certain portions of it that you could do. And we all did different things. Our instructor, like, I guess he got awarded based on how many people did certain things in his unit or squadron. And we all picked portions of it. Man, I got lucky enough to pick the one every time I go through a freaking door, they'd make me do 20 push-ups to come through the door. I'd grab a toothbrush, and then I had to do 20 push-ups to get back out the door. I was like, man, this isn't for me. I'm ready to be done with this. I don't need to do push-ups to carry guns.
I'm not gonna put just real quick, guys. I'm not gonna put both wings on this thing in the house, man. This thing is already taking up half my living room with just one wing on. This is by far the most massive wingspan plane I've ever seen. I mean, this is on par with my damn P-51 giant scale P-51 I have in the closet, you guys. This is a big ass plane. So I'm just gonna put one wing on just to show you guys. It's huge, guys. This is a big ass wing, man. I mean, that's just massive. 40-inch wings. Me and Eric came to. So Delaware, I also did the delayed entry program as well. When I got out of my junior year of high school, I went to basic training, and then my senior year after I graduated, that's when I went to basic training in Fort Leonard Wood, or not Fort Leonard Wood, but down in Gulfport, Mississippi. So yeah, I also did
freaking Fort Lost in the Woods.
I had to go to Fort Lost in the Woods to learn how to drive trucks. which apparently I was pretty good at. So it actually kind of came natural to me.
That always did for me too. All the jobs I've ever done was always driving jobs, other than the military stuff. But
that's all I did when I got deployed. When I deployed, that's all I did. I just drove. Like, pretty important people would get dropped off or get into country, and then I would have to go drop them off to where they needed to go. I was never allowed to know their rank. I was never allowed, unless they were wearing a uniform, I was never allowed to know their name, their rank. I was never allowed to know any of that. As a matter of fact, if he chose not to spoke to me or she chose not to speak to me, then she didn't have to. But most of the time, they were actually pretty nice people.
Right.
But I had the tittest, most laid back job that you could ever have while deployed, man, and that was just driving people around.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Sometimes I'd have an SUV, sometimes I'd have a Humvee. It all depended on what was available.
And I would have been in the air providing overwatch for you.
But if you had a fucking full-blown bird show up, a colonel, you're not fucking driving him in a Humvee, man. He wants to be in the SUV with the bulletproof glass and the bulletproof bottom and shit.
Right.
Oh, yeah, man. Some pretty important people. I know that some of those guys that showed up over there were CIA agents. I definitely know that. I know for a fact some of those guys were CIA agents.
Yeah,
you could just
you gotta watch your back with those guys. Because some of the CIA guys are good people, but some of them are scumbags. So you gotta be careful with them.
The way they walk, the way they talk, they're not military minded. You can just tell. You can just tell which ones, and then you could tell that some of them were just civilians, important civilians that needed to be dropped off at a certain spot so that he could do his job as a civilian contractor over there. You know, those guys paid times as much as we did, doing the same motherfucking jobs as the military was doing over there. Ridiculous, man. This guy was telling me, I'm getting 100 G's just for doing this 6-month tour. You're getting 100 G's for 6 months? He's like, yep. And he says, and that's not even the most that you can get paid. He says, I'm kind of like the middle of the pack. He says, some of these guys are getting $250,000 for 6 months. And he said, and you guys are getting how much a month? I said, you don't even want to know.
You have to stay over there, though. That's what they don't tell you. Because as soon as your boot hits U.S. soil, Uncle Sam wants a big piece in taxes. So you actually had millionaire civilian contractors, even in Iraq and Afghanistan now, that won't come home because as soon as they do, they're going to owe all kinds of money to Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
That's why they're figuring out ways to send it home.
Well, here's the deal. Had I been not married and kids waiting for me at home, I could have extended with the unit that replaced us and gotten an extra $500 a month for extending. Or instead of doing that, I could have gotten a job as a private contractor making 150 G's a year. Starting out doing drones.
Well, that's why the military pilots now, they went from being regular enlisted to officers and everything, because then they become contractors. And now instead of getting paid what an enlistment gets paid every month, they get paid $16,000, $20,000 a month to fly the airplanes.
Yep.
Which still isn't worth it.
Oh no, I was working 20-hour days. I'll tell you that much.
Yep, I think I was doing like 16 to 18 hours a day myself, bro.
And being aviation, you're supposed to have crew rest, but in a war zone, there's no such thing. So, what question?
You can't really sleep for shit over there, anyways, dude. There's really no really comfortable night of sleeping over there.
So, what questions you guys have for Delaware? If you look back in the chat, Dave, Craig Bevan had a question.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going right now, Eric. Yep.
So, what questions do you guys have for Mr. Delaware? We were able to get him the money you guys donated to him last Saturday.
And definitely appreciate every single one of you guys for donating, man. That was awesome. I wasn't expecting much. You guys exceeded my expectations. Just absolutely, every one of you guys are absolute bosses. And for those of you guys that couldn't donate, appreciate you guys just being there and actually supporting Delaware. I didn't want to put his business out there, but I also wanted to get him help. I wanted his family to be able to go enjoy something. You know what I mean? And you guys, like I said, you guys exceeded my expectation, big time.
I definitely, my wife, myself, my kids, we appreciate every single one of you. I just signed on here to just watch another Friday night episode, and I didn't expect any of that, and it definitely changed.
We didn't tell Delaware. We didn't tell him anything. Me and Eric had already put our money into the PayPal account, and we didn't say anything to anyone. We didn't tell Delaware. We didn't tell nobody. That we wanted it to be a surprise for him, and fortunately for us, it worked out that way. Nothing leaked, and we were able to help out Delaware, and I promise you, his wife was super ecstatic and so thankful.
She's still talking about it.
Yeah, you got. Go ahead, Delaware. I'm just gotta block the camera. My wife needs to go by.
Now, I was just saying, she's still talking about it. She's, and she told me, she said, you need to stop fishing and be there every Friday night now. From now on, I said, damn, they just made it a job. My wife's putting her boots down.
So, right, Delaware, EQRC said, what's your favorite aircraft?
I love, growing or being in the Air Force and having, obviously, Air Force family all my life and Army family, but I've always loved all planes. But when the Raptor came out, that changed everything for me.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Yes, man. I was an F-18 fan. I was a F-18 fanboy. F-14 before that. Yeah. My dad's favorite plane is the F-14D. And yeah, man, Delaware, I'm with you on that one, man. As soon as that Raptor came out, man, and even the YF-23, man, I actually liked the YF-23 a little bit more than the Raptor when they were kind of competing. But either one of them, I said, was going to be an absolutely devastating plane for the United States Arsenal, man. That Raptor is so sexy, man. Both of those planes are really.
Yeah, I was big into, the Thunderbird. When I was in the Air Force, the squadron I was in, at the very bottom next to our CQ, the Thunderbird's office were. So we got to talk to those guys every day. And some mornings, basic, they're going to screw with you during basic. So some mornings you'd be out there at 4:30 in the morning, and they'd fly through the parking lot and set off every car alarm, and you'd hear everything going off. And that wakes you up at 5:30 or 4:30 in the morning. And, I mean, you don't have a bigger rush than that.
So, David Snyder, it never got built because of Clinton. I said that out loud. They had basically a Tomcat 2 that was basically a Raptor with the variable geometry wings that the Navy actually needs to this day, because the F-18 was built only ever to be a point-to-point interceptor. So even the Super Hornet doesn't have very long legs, and they really, really needed that bird that politicians like Clinton canceled for them.
Yeah, he gave all the kids laptops at schools. So. So
and
yeah,
now they're hacking your bank account.
Bill Clinton was like that. Yeah, he was that Democratic president that we had that wanted to pull us out of war. He didn't want us over there. So he slowly started bringing the troops home, which was a complete waste of time, because as soon as he was out of office, they started deploying guys back over there again. It was just an absolute waste of time. I understood what he was trying to do. He wanted to take that money that we were spending on this obscene war and put it towards education. And I guess I see no issues with that, because to this day, kids have laptops in school. And that was all because of Bill Clinton. That was all because of his idea and his bill that he passed when he was the president, to make sure that by this time, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or 10 years ago even, that kids in the high school level would all have laptops to take home and do their homework on, which actually is paying off really well now, because this coronavirus, they don't have a lot of hands-on time with the teachers right now, and they're only going to school twice a week. So the computers actually give them a gateway to their teacher and to their homework and to their assignments that they wouldn't have without that laptop. So
it definitely did do a lot for the technology in schools.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. like I said, the worst thing about Bill Clinton was that he got caught.
Yeah.
I actually thought Bill Clinton was an okay president. I'm not really a big fan of the Democratic Party. But at the same time, did you guys know that this last stimulus check that's getting pushed through, that was the Democrats? You guys know that, right? The Democrats were the ones pushing to get this thing signed quicker. Like, the president wanted to hold off and get more money for us, but the Democrats pushed it and said, no, we want to get it signed. We want to do it now. Get him the $600. If you want to give him more money later, that's fine. But they were all ready to sign this thing, and he's like, well, hold off. Let's see if we can get him more money. And they're like, well, we don't got a problem with that, but we need to get this stimulus out now. Yeah, which I actually just got mine. I looked last night at midnight, just checking my account to see how everything was doing, and I saw the credit from the IRS in my account. So yeah.
So there's no giveaway
tonight. You guys, there's no giveaway tonight. The giveaway, we did a giveaway on Christmas Day, and then we did a giveaway about 2 weeks before that, or a week before that. We actually did 2 giveaways last month.
And the Delaware's family get Christmas too.
That's right. We wanted to make sure that Delaware was able to do good with his family, so we actually put the money towards Delaware. We actually have a little bit more money that we're going to be sending to Delaware because there was a little bit of money left over from what you guys had sent in prior to the giveaway, like the 2 weeks before that, which I think it was like $150 or something like that, which we'll be sending to Delaware probably within the next few days. But that was all money that was supposed to go to him and promised to him, so we're going to send it off to him. So yeah, Delaware, there's more coming to you. We're just waiting for things to fall in line.
You guys are too much. You don't have to do any more. I didn't expect you to do anything, and I appreciate every bit of it.
So during the live stream last week, Delaware, Dave Marshall decided that he said that he was okay with the giveaway money going to you. I saw a lot of people say that it was okay with the giveaway money from this month going to you. Now, most of that money we gave away during the $50 cards and when we did the T-shirts and stuff like that. But fortunately for you, there was actually a little money left over, so we're gonna make sure you get that.
So, we will go over that here in a second, Rajka. Why don't we see if anybody has any more questions for Delaware real quick.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, yeah. David Martin Graff? It's all the Davids, bro. All Davids are getting hooked up with their stimulus checks first. That's what it is.
My parents got theirs today, too, but I still haven't got mine. But...
Their name's David, too, isn't it, Eric?
Nope.
Just kidding.
But I also have 4 kids and joint claims.
Yeah, I was actually quite pleased because usually the DHS around here, they like to snipe your damn money before you can get it. And where I have a payment arrangement set up since I got my pension with my child support, they were actually not supposed to charge me back child support while I was unemployed and filing for disability. However, nobody at DHS told me that I was supposed to go get it adjusted, so they did nothing for me there. I'm actually in the thought process of actually trying to figure out if I want to try to take this to court and battle it out, because they were actually supposed to cut my child support off once I filed that disability paper and I put it in. Once I filed it and gave it to to Social Security, they were supposed to stop my child support from accumulating, and they didn't. So for 6.5, 7 years, my child support accumulated at $25 an hour, which was what I was making as a carpenter, and that backed up the whole time that I was filing for my disability. Then finally, when I got my disability, they wanted all this money, and I'm like, wait a minute. This was supposed to be cut off. You guys weren't supposed to be charging me. Oh, you were supposed to go get it adjusted, though. But none of you guys told me that. You guys are supposed to be working for the female and the male here, not trying to make me look like I'm some kind of a deadbeat dad when that's not the case here, and you guys know that. I was like, why didn't any of you guys tell me that I could have gone and gotten that adjusted? Nobody in your in your organization or in DHS ever told me that I could go get this adjusted so that I wasn't getting charged all this back child support. So what happens is when I get a stimulus check, boom, they snatch it. Well, they weren't able to snatch it this time. David got the snatching done this time. Trust me, they get enough money out of me, man. They pretty much get my whole SSI check. Like I pretty much give them my entire, like, it's like $1,000 check.
Same here, Jermaine.
$800, $900 check or whatever it is. I can't actually remember the exact number now. But they get pretty much all of it. Like 90% of that check goes to the kids and my back child support. So I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad that, you know, they when they took my stimulus check, I was a little pissed off. I was like, you know, to take the whole thing, they took the whole thing. I'm like, I don't mind some of it, you know, 50% of it, even 60% of it, but you guys just took the whole thing. So this stimulus check went in so quick and so fast that they weren't able to get their grubby little hands on it, which doesn't bother me in the least bit because all my kids are taken care of and their child support gets paid every month. I ain't worried about it. Not to mention the back child support that they say I owe, I should not owe at all. And if I can find a good lawyer and a nice judge, a decent judge that wants to listen to my story and kind of hear me out and feel what I'm saying, I might be able to get all that back child support that I wasn't supposed to be getting charged with in the first place annulled, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Well, I'm thinking of ways that I can do it because first off, you have to have a lawyer that's on board with wanting to even take the case. A lot of them don't want to. And then at the same time, you're going to have to and you're going to have to see a judge that's feeling sympathetic for a guy that was taken advantage of by the state of Maine. So you got to have two things that actually fall into place here that work together. The chances of getting both of them are probably slim to none. I might get a shitty lawyer and a good judge, or I might get a good lawyer and a shitty judge. It just all depends. But it'd be really, really good if I could get a good judge.
Danny Miller,
lawyer.
they've done that to Dave's RC more than once. Pull his driver's license because supposedly he didn't pay his child support.
So they weren't supposed to do was take my license away from me. And this evil bitch, Amber Snyder, I have no problem putting her name out there because she was the most evil bitch I ever met in my life. She actually forced my hand to actually go get a job under the table, which was against all the rules at the time that I was supposed to be following, just so that she wouldn't take my license. And then at the same time, when I'm paying my child support, she actually took my license away as I was paying child support. I could have had her job right there. My lawyer was actually wanting me to press charges against DHS, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe if I leave it alone, she'll ease up on me. So, and then, yeah, she ended up actually getting promoted instead of fired for that. She should have actually gotten fired for what she did. But I ended up backing off and not pursuing it, and she actually got a promotion and works for, like, the head office.
You should have asked the state of Maine, hey, is this the Army where they promote up, screw up, promote up?
I remember when I was in Alaska, a bunch of guys were at a party one night where this Marine actually fucking shot an Air Force guy. And all three of the guys that were there, well, there's four of them there, but three of them actually ended up getting demoted and then eventually released from the military with an honorable discharge, but they just were released with the honorable discharge. The one person that was there that didn't get fired or that didn't get kicked out of the military actually got promoted. And everybody's sitting back thinking, what the hell happened here? No, what happened was that kid that got promoted was the little snitch rat bastard that fucking threw everybody else under the fucking bus so that he could get promoted. And that's what happened. And nobody ever respected him. As soon as he put those stripes on, nobody would do anything for him. Nobody respected him. Nobody gave him the time of day. As a matter of fact, he kind of just like, just stopped trying to exert himself as a sergeant and just kind of kicked back the way he was when he was a specialist, because there's no way in hell that guy deserved to get pinned E5, and those other three guys were thrown out. And those guys weren't even part of the shooting or nothing. They were just there. They were just present at a time where a crime was committed.
At the right place at the wrong time.
They were just wrong place, wrong time, and three of them get discharged from the military, and one of them gets promoted. That's pretty messed up. And like I said, everybody smelt that fish cooking from a long ways away. They're like, oh, Diefenbacher's going. That was his name, Diefenbacher. He's going to PLDC. What? While all these other guys are getting thrown the fuck out, how does he go into PLDC? He was at that same party. Like, I questioned every single one of our sergeants. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is this guy getting promoted? I said, I should be getting promoted before that asshole. Well, that's because he has a little bit of shit on his nose, Dave. That's why. And you don't. Your nose is clean, homie. You're not getting promoted yet. Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we, if you guys have any questions for Delaware, I'll keep tracking the chat, but why don't you start going over the winners from last month? I can tell them about one of them, because EQRC
Go ahead,
last
Eric. Yeah,
night...
why don't you tell them that first before I spiel?
EQRC and I last night were talking about the LX Models B2 in Hangar 51, the bus driver's chat, and EQ out of kind of his heart offered me his prize money from last month. So today Dave gave me that $100 and I have the LX Models B2 on the way now. So
for the rest of you guys that have my PayPal, very gently and one at a time, request your $50 if you won. Dave Marshall already put his money towards with Delaware to give it to Delaware. So there should be 5 of you guys, and then there should be another $100 winner, which was MSJ. So you guys have to have a PayPal account for me to do this. I mean, it's the only way that I can really do this. So Michael Roshka, you can send me a request for your $50. We'll get you taken care of, man. I'm actually just waiting for some money to clear into my account, and then I'm going to get everything taken care of all at once. So you'll either see it show up tonight or probably tomorrow. Michael, I shouldn't give you a goddamn thing with everything you've been fucking winning lately, man. You should donate your shit to Delaware, too. Michael Roshka, man, the winner of the month, $250. Then he won on...
You need to talk about the batteries, though, for Craig Bevan. What happened?
Craig Bevan. So here's what happened. My order was stuck in Avenel, New Jersey for almost 2 weeks. So this is what I did, dude. I canceled that fucking order, and I told them to send me some new stuff through a different merchant. So now we're on top. It's already been ordered. So as soon as I hear anything, or as soon as I get updates or whatever, I will keep you posted or keep Eric posted. But that's what happened. My batteries were in Avenel, New Jersey for 2 weeks. And then I was like, you know what? I called Amazon. I said, cancel the order. I want to reorder them. So I actually had to spend more money to reorder them. And I have to wait on a refund from the other ones because they're going to have to figure out where the batteries are and make sure that they weren't actually delivered, which they haven't been. You can see that they haven't been delivered. And so I actually haven't gotten my refund back, but I just went ahead and spent the extra money and got the same exact order that I got last time. And hopefully this time it gets to us in a timely fashion. Craig, that's where we're at on that. We're not trying to blow you off, dude. We just got stuck in a pretty shitty ass mess with the postal service, which has happened to me quite a bit over the last month and a half, 2 months, you guys. It took forever for the kids' plane to get to them. It took forever for Eric's plane to get to him. Reckham Roy's had to wait 3 weeks for his plane. So it's kind of a pain in the ass, but at the same time, I deal with it because I want to make sure you guys are getting what you're supposed to do. So Craig, that's what we're dealing with right now. The batteries, the second order has actually already been ordered, and I'm waiting on a ship notice as we speak.
Was RC Addict one of the winners?
RC Addict was one of the $50 winners, I believe. Let me go grab my paper. I got it right here.
He does not have PayPal, so...
if he doesn't have a PayPal, then I'm going to have to send him some type of a gift card or send him a money order or something like that. He's going to have to email me his address.
So can you type your email into the chat battle so he can email you?
Yep. All right, you guys, here is my email. For all of you guys that do not have PayPal, this is my email.
Shirts are going to go out very shortly.
This week, guys. All right, that's my email right there, you guys. For all of you guys that got shirts, I need you to email me your address. George Watts, I already got your address. I believe I already got your address. I think you sent it to me.
Oh, I read it wrong. Sorry, Dave. He just didn't have your PayPal. Dave's PayPal is at the bottom of the screen.
Here, bro. My PayPal's right on the screen.
Sorry, I misread what you said, RC Addict. Sorry about that.
Make sure you check your PayPal, because over the next 3 or 4 days, that's when the money will go into your PayPal. I'll take care of you guys one at a time as my money's clearing. I actually I had some fraud stuff that took place, and instead of getting an instant credit back, I told them just to give me the money when everything was finished and done, and I'm starting to receive that money back now. So within the next day or two, I should be receiving that money back. They were closed today, so I couldn't call them and have it put over to my account. So you guys just keep checking your accounts from now until about Wednesday, and every one of you guys that 150 or the 100 will have your money in your account or on your PayPal account.
Still email Dave even if you guys have PayPal, so that way you can remind him, hey, I won a shirt, or hey, I was one of the $50 winners, or
I got the shirt winners right here, you guys. I got GB Linden, Nathaniel Pooling, Victor Shameless, Jeff's Custom RC, Jermaine, Josh Weaven, and RC Stinger. And then we also have a Paul M down here, and I believe that was because we owed him a shirt from a while ago. Is that what it was?
His name had been called, and he showed up last second, remember?
Oh, he showed up late. Okay, so, and I said if I had an extra shirt, I'd send it to him, and I think I do. And then the people who won the $50, Michael Roshka, RC Addict, Fireblade, Smitty, Dave Marshall, and Lori Boozer. And Dave Marshall was nice enough to I pretty much gave that money to Delaware already.
Yep. But the money that Reckham won from you from your second giveaway is going to, some of it's going to Delaware too.
Some of it's going to Delaware, but that will be that giveaway was for next month when we give that money out. So yeah, actually Delaware, you'll get a little bit of money this month, and then actually a little bit at the beginning of next month too, because Reckham Royce was kind enough to. How much did Reckham Royce tell me I could give to Delaware?
50, and then the rest for shipping is stuff from you to him.
Yep, that sounds right. Yep, that's what I got too. And then MSJ RC was one of the $100 winners.
Have
so
that
was
seen
it.
them tonight.
And then Jay Price, I don't know if he's in the chat or if he's in here tonight, but he needed a number.
Jay Price.
Yep. And then I'll probably end up sending Lori's at the beginning of next month too, or not the beginning of next month, but after I get done with all of these, I want to focus on her last because I actually have some donation money that we have to send to her. It was like 115 or 130. I can't remember now. I have to relook. For Toys for Tots. Yeah, I know it's kind of late to send it out, but that money was going. That money does go. That is for Toys for Tots. So,
don't forget, I know you offered to help Che with some sort of a prize for his show this next week.
Yep, I sure did.
Who was it again? I needed to give a number to real quick.
Jay Price, if he's in here. And Mr. George Watts, man, how you doing, brother? George, you are the man. Dennis Farley, David Martin Graff, Michael Covington, just to name a few of you guys that donated last week. You guys are absolute bosses of this community, and I can't tell you how much I love you guys, man. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Holy shit! Jermaine, you're kidding me. You're a no, I don't want to say that out loud.
Only if he wants you to.
I'm gonna have to reorder. I'm gonna have to order you a new shirt, dude. I didn't realize so you'd basically be playing offensive line for me if we had a football team. You and Eric Rogers both.
I don't wear that big of a shirt. Line. You keep confusing me with Pilot Robert, who you sent his shirt to Mr. Reckham Roy.
No, he said he wants a 5X shirt. I know he's not a 5X. I've seen Jermaine. He just likes his clothes loose fitting.
But remember you sending Pilot Robert's 5X to Reckham.
That was an accident. I actually and then Pilot Robert probably got Reckham Roy's shirt.
That is coming, EQ. So he's saying don't forget his 8-channel receiver and the T-shirt.
Yeah, your T-shirt's gonna get sent out with everybody else's this month, EQ. Yeah, I got your back, dude. I'm gonna send yours out first, as a matter of fact. That way it doesn't get mixed up with the other ones, because one of the shirt packages is gonna have $50 in it, you guys. So
a surprise $50.
Jermaine Spencer, he said he need a Fat Boy shirt. Well, sir, I'm going to have to do a special order for you then. So just be patient with me. We're going to have to actually order that shirt special.
Fat guy in a little coat.
Yes, that's right. So Jermaine, you know what, Jermaine? I'm going to write that down over here, too, next to your name. So that way we know that we got a special order that for you. Because the largest shirt that I ordered was a 3X, and that was for
George.
That was for George Watts, yeah. So 5X.
You had MSJRC said check your PayPal.
MSJRC? He's the one that I owe $100.
You should. I wonder if you got your send me my money alert. Richard, what's happening? Sorry, I love the movie Tommy Boy. Sorry. Dave's RC and I actually wake each other up sometimes quoting that movie, so.
Michael Roska. Okay, I got Michael Roska, Martin John. Okay, all right, MSJ. I see you there, buddy. Hey, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate that. He actually sent me money before I sent him money. So he sent me money that I got to send back to him. That's cool, guys. George Watt, thank you. $25, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it.
You eat paint chips awesome. As a kid, son.
I don't think that's mud, buddy.
I don't smell like mud.
All right, Jermaine. So I got you down for a 5X. I'm gonna have to actually special order that shirt, man. That's no problem, though. That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal at all.
One of these shirts is supposed to go to Delaware that you from one of these orders, isn't it?
What's that now?
At some point, a shirt's got to go to Delaware too.
We're sending a shirt to Delaware.
Remember a while back you said you're going to get him one, and then you never did.
Let me write it down. That's why I have you, Eric. It's in Delaware shirt. That's no big deal. So what I'll do is I'll order like 5 shirts, maybe even just 3 actually. One for myself, one for Jermaine, his 5X, and then one for Delaware. Delaware, what size shirt are you, man?
I'm gonna say 5X. No, I'm 1X.
1X. All right.
Probably even just a large.
Maybe a large. Well, these shirts right here, they do run a little snug. So if you get a large, it's gonna be a little fitted. I know that when I put a large on, it's a little fitted, but an extra large looks nice. So I'll give you an XL. Got a 1X for Delaware.
Then, George, I've heard she's quite crazy. So she's pretty, but I hear she's quite the nut. So I don't know if you want her sent to you or not. Look what he said, Dave. Look what George said.
George is being funny in the chat? I'll see what I can do for you, George. I'll see what I can do for you, buddy. He wants old Katie, does he? I should say
look what Reitza said.
Oh, that's nice, dude. He said we're all out of Kates, but we do have a couple of Julia Roberts. Now, is that Julia Roberts now, or is that Pretty Woman Julia Roberts?
I don't know about the crazy I've heard about, George. I don't care how pretty someone is if they're that crazy. So,
hey, real quick while I see GB Linden sitting here. GB Linden, what size shirt are you, bro? I'm just writing them down next to everybody's names.
MSJ said to read the
EQ,
note with their
EQ, everybody that's in the chat that won a shirt. Victor Shameless, Nathaniel Pulling, Jeff's Custom, Jermaine. I already got Jermaine, Josh Weaven, RC Stinger, RC Stinger is a big question mark, guys, because I haven't seen him in a while. Josh Weaven, I don't think he's been here.
He's New Zealand. Him and
GB,
John
what's
P
your
are
shirt
New
size?
Zealand. So
GB Linden is a large. Okay. Victor Shameless in here?
he is.
Victor, what size shirt, buddy? EQ is an XL. Thank you,
Did you
EQ.
read the message that MSJ put with the thing they sent you in PayPal?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay. They wanted you to make
That's
sure
how I knew. That's how I knew it was MSJ, because it says his real name there.
So I just wanted you to be aware. He said make sure to read the note.
MSJ RC is a large.
I'm gonna mute on my end, so you keep doing your thing, because I need to see what my wife needs real quick. So
And was it MSJ RC that actually won my T-shirt through Dave Marshall's show?
I believe so.
Yes, it was. I know. Yeah, that's him. Okay, so yeah. And then Victor Shameless is an extra large. XL for Victor Shameless. Jeff's Custom RC, I already know, is an extra large. I've already sent him shirts. No, it was JCB67 that won the shirt, not MSJ, not MSJ. JCB, yes, I've got your information. I believe I have your information. I'll look tonight. If I don't, I will get a hold of Dave Marshall and get it. Nathaniel Pulling is a large. Thank you, Nathaniel. Thank you so much. Jeff's Custom is an XL. I already know that. Josh Weaven is probably going to be like my size, so probably like an XL. Josh Weaven, we'll say, is an XL too. All right, that's all I need, guys. That's all I need from y'all. Victor RC Jet is 210.59. Damn. Well, I'm 245 pounds, 250 on a good day, and I'm 6'4", because I'm actually 6'3 3/4", but that sounds really gay and childish and preschoolish when I say it like that. So I just say I'm 6'4". I'm pretty tall, actually. George Watts didn't even realize it was me when I was at Jet Jams. He's like, "Is that Dave's RC over there?" He's like, "God damn, I didn't realize he was so tall." I guess I look shorter on camera, you guys.
Did you see about Paul McNeil?
Paul McNeil. Oh, that's the Paul M that I have here. What did he say?
Large.
Large. Got it. There we go. That's it. We're done. We got everybody's size. Now you guys just need to email me your addresses so that I can get these shirts sent out. Like I said, one of those shirt packages is going to have a $50 bill in it. Which it's probably not going to be you, Jermaine. I'm just saying because I got to order your shirt first before I send it out. I'm gonna all the shirts that I send out at the same time, which will be MSJRC. You didn't win a shirt. No, MSJRC didn't win a shirt. He won $100. Right?
I don't remember.
No, it's right here. I have him down as a $100 winner, not a T-shirt winner. If I've got an extra one, MSJRC, I mean, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 shirts right there. We got 11 people. MSJ, what I'll probably do if you want a shirt. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I don't remember you winning a shirt. I thought you just won the $100, but I will order a large when I order Jermaine's shirt, and I'm gonna order Delaware an extra large.
EQ, just email your address to Dave's RC. I posted his email again.
Yeah, you guys, and then I'll go through those tomorrow. I'll write down all your addresses, and we'll get these shirts sent out. as soon as possible. And those of you guys that are waiting on money, just make sure that you guys are paying attention between now and Wednesday, and it should pop up. If it hasn't, then Eric stole it.
Hey, I only took 100, so.
I only took 100. But yeah, guys, this Carbon Cub, guys, is a big ass plane, man. It's really, really big. I can't wait to get out and fly it. I think I could fit a 6,000 in there, but at the same time, me and Eric were discussing that probably a 5,000 would just be absolute plenty for it. So I think I'm just going to run the 5,000 smart packs that I have for it, the 30 Cs.
Dave, do you see what MSJ just said?
MSJ, is that what you want me to do, and I'll send you a shirt? Okay, I'll do that. MSJ, why don't we do that? I'll do that. I will do that. That's actually... That's awesome, man. Delaware, you got another $100 coming to you on top of what we had already talked about. MSJ, that's sick, dude. So I will actually send you a shirt for that, dude. You gave up your $100, I'll send you a shirt. You at least deserve to get a shirt. So make sure, MSJ, that you get my email. Send me your address to my email so that we can get you a shirt, bro. Like I said, you guys are like the coolest fucking goddamn people, man, that I could ever have been associated with, man. I mean, every day I wake up thinking, like, I can't wait to do my show. It used to be like a year ago, I was like, God, man, I got to do the show tonight, I hope we get enough people in there. I don't like doing it when we've only got 12, 13 people, And you guys have just over and over have proven to me, and showed me why I get up and why I get this show done every Friday and why I enjoy coming on here and hanging out with you guys. This is why, because of this kind of stuff, you guys. It's not because you guys are attractive. I mean, have you guys seen Michael Rashka? It's definitely because you guys have huge hearts. I'm just kidding, Michael. Michael, did you buy a new Jeep yet? You said you were going to buy a Jeep. Did you buy your Jeep yet? See you over there writing shit, Eric. David Snyder, you as well, man. You guys are awesome. You guys, and that's so the exact way you guys felt when you guys helped Delaware up. That's the way I feel every time I do a giveaway. That's the feeling I get. That feeling of just satisfying feeling over myself that I do like doing things for myself and for my family and stuff like that. But I tell you what, nothing beats the feeling that you get when you can do it for someone else. And that's why I always
can't thank you guys enough.
You guys that don't like when I say it when we're having a giveaway and I say I hope it's somebody, I hope it's this person or I hope it's this number or whatever. It's because I know that that's one of the people that have numbers that don't have a lot or that don't have a lot and can't just go out and buy a plane like some of us can. And that's kind of why I root for those guys to get picked, because I know that those are the guys that don't have a lot and can't just go out and just buy a $400, $500 plane just because. I guess it's a way of kind of humbling myself a bit, because sometimes I feel guilty when I go out and buy myself something so goddamn expensive, knowing that there's people out there that can't even afford, to put gas in their car, or so. I feel like I almost have to do it. I have to do it in order for my karma to be right. So, and I also like the excitement and how you guys get all excited and happy when one another win. Or when Dave Marshall wins and you guys cuss him out, or when Jeff Custom RC wins, or Roy wins and you guys cuss him out.
Or Rodka.
Roy's, yeah. And you guys shit on them because they won. Michael Rashka.
Well, I'll tell you, it's humbling on this side too, man.
What was that, Eric?
I was saying it's humbling on this side too. I mean, I told you earlier that, I used to always, make sure everybody else had more than I had, and I was able to give it to them and stuff. But being on the side now where I don't have as much. I mean, it's humbling. Even like you said, it's humbling for you, but it's also humbling on this side too.
Yeah, I bet it is, man.
And I can't.
It's it's good to finally see your face, Delaware. I mean, we've known each other for over 2 years now. I've never seen your face, man.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I gotta say that I kind of like pictured you that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. You always get a picture of somebody, and then when you're kind of shocked when you see them, and you're kind of like, well, I wasn't far off.
Garrett, 1960, is that your dad?
Yes, that's my dad, Master Chief Garrett, guys.
You want me to moderate him?
Yeah, you can moderate him. He's in here enough. Why does he not have a wrench yet? I didn't see. Oh yeah, there he is. Yep.
He does now.
Happy New Year, Dad. Love you, man. How you doing? Good to see you. I don't know if you know this, but we got Brandon out here, and Brandon's actually going to be probably moving over from Chad's house. He's probably going to be moving over here with me. I can make things a little bit more stable for him over here, and I guess Chad's driving him absolutely crazy over there. So we're going to try to get Brandon up over here with us. Did we lose Delaware?
I think we just lost him.
Can you pick him back up?
I'll try.
Thanks, Pop. Yeah, definitely love you too, man. Good to see you in here too, man. Thanks for stopping by.
He must have lost signal, because I just tried and it's not picking up.
Well, if we can get him back in here, that's fine. Well, how long have we been going for, Eric? We probably could shut it down now anyway, right?
Hang on a second. Hour and 5.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, if yeah, Dad, no problem, man. Chad's doing a horrible job of it right now, so, and you can tell that, Chad, the way Chad acts is actually kind of bothering Brandon a bit, and so I told him just to give me a few weeks to get some stuff figured out so that we can get him situated over here. Oh no, we were talking about Delaware. We had a special guest on, and we just lost him on the computer. But yeah, so yeah, we're trying to get Brandon back over this way towards me, where I can kind of give him a little bit more stable of an environment. Kid's working his ass over here, Dad. He's working his ass off. He's got a job. He's doing really well, and Chad's just kind of taking advantage of him. Chad and his girlfriend are kind of just taking advantage of him, and it's not fair. It's not fair.
He had an issue with his internet, and it's restarting right now, so he's taking a smoke break. He just messaged me.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we will probably end up shutting down before then. And yeah, Dad, the last thing I want is for Brandon to have to move back to California, because he doesn't really seem like he wants to go back out that way. And he said that he would do whatever it took for him to be able to stay over on this side and over on the East Coast and kind of get something going for himself over here. The first thing that we're trying to do is get him into a car, though. That's a big thing for him. He wants to get his own car. He wants to rely on himself and not anybody else. Which that's fine. That's good. I'm glad he has that mindset. He's thinking that way.
You can put links
Brandon's
in the
good
chat.
hands over here, Dad. What's that?
Master Chief.
Somebody
Garrett,
sent a super chat me back then, and I didn't see who it was. Oh, I just got here, man. Happy New Year, man. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that, man.
Your dad is asking what moderator means, and it allows him to put website links, also to time out naughty people in the chat.
Oh, yeah, Dad. So, yeah, like Eric just said, a moderator basically means that that if I'm not paying attention and you see somebody in the chat that's acting like a douchebag, you can actually put them in timeout. Kind of like you used to put us in the corner, right? You can put them in the corner, Dad. But yeah, it's and also moderators on my channel also get a number, and they come back for a drawing each month. We do a giveaway. We give away planes and stuff like that. We give away gift cards and stuff like that on the channel. But yeah, that's pretty much all that means. Everybody on my channel is a moderator, as you can see. Oh, so Dad, he's actually doing clean. He's actually doing a job that he's terrified of, but he's doing it every day and he's getting better at it. He's actually cleaning chimneys out here, which is a big, huge job out here.
Yes, it is.
What happened, Eric? What are you laughing at?
I said yes. That is a big job.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough job, especially.
Can you imagine getting on roofs right now with snow and ice?
Oh my God, no, I couldn't. No, I wouldn't. And he's climbing like 3-story ladders and stuff right now. He's like, how do you get up there and not shake? I was like, you don't. you just shake.
Just do it.
That's what happens. You get up 3 stories and you shake. That's all you're gonna do. The shaking actually keeps you on your toes. So it's when you get comfortable, that's when accidents happen. So if you're up there shaking on that ladder, that's a good thing. That means you're paying attention and you're alert. So yeah, he's chimney sweeping, and he's making good money doing it, and he's actually on the books, so he's actually being taxed and stuff like that. It's just that every time he gets paid, Chad's sucking him dry, and I'm not going to do that to him over here. I'm going to allow him to save his money. I don't need his money. I don't need him to pay rent or anything like that. He can just save his money and do what he's got to do to get on his feet. And Chad is not giving him that opportunity over there. Yeah, so
that's true,
I'm just trying to give him an opportunity to be able to succeed, and that's where we're at right now. But yeah, he loves it out here, Dad. He absolutely loves it out here. You can really tell he enjoys being back around me. Every time I go pick him up, he's just super excited and happy to see me. Been a long time since I've been around that little shit, and he hasn't changed a bit. He's still the same Brandon he was back when we were in high school and in elementary and junior high.
Yes, wet slate roof is just as slick as ice. Yeah.
So any type of roof's dangerous to be on, you guys. But he's making good money. But at the same time, he's not able to save over at Chad's house, and that's what we're trying to change here. We're trying to get him in a position to where he can actually save his money and be able to do something with that money, like get a car. That's what he wants. That's what he wants the most, Dad. He wants a car. He really wants a car. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get him so that he can save enough money so that he can get a car. And he says once he has a car, he'll feel a lot more comfortable out here. So. Airvex, happy Friday to you too, mofo. How you doing? Good to see you in here. Roach Cotelli's good to see you in here as well. He was great in the commercial, built Angel Stadium. So yeah, those of you guys that may not know, my grandpa Marshall, who was that's my stepmother's father. My stepmom Helena, she tragically passed a few years back. Her father actually built Angel Stadium, or was there when was in part of the crew that was building Angel Stadium. So, but yeah, Dad, he doesn't like being on them damn ladders, man. He's like, how do you get rid of the shaking? And I was like, you don't actually ever want to get rid of that shaking. That actually keeps you alert and keeps you safe, man. That is your body at peak attention span. You're focused on that shake so much that you're being a lot careful. It's when you start getting careless and you start jumping from ladder to ladder and walking across staging with no safety harness on. That's when you get in trouble. When you get comfortable, that's when accidents happen. So the fact that he's uncomfortable and he's shaking up there, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. So yeah, guys, Hamilton's Hangar, what is up? I heard you were trying to get a hold of me the other day during your stream or whatever, or after your stream. I'm sorry, bro. I was crashed out. I was so tired. But yeah, man. That wasn't his giveaway day, was it?
No.
Or he hasn't done his giveaway yet, right?
It's this coming week.
Okay, Hamilton. As long as we didn't miss the giveaway, that's what's important. Because I am going to do something for your giveaway as well. Nothing massive, but something decent. Also, you got my email address and you have my phone number. I sent you a text message saying that you need to get a hold of me or I was going to start stalking you. I need your address, dude, so that I can send you that FMS motor and fan housing. Danny Miller, happy New Year's to you as well.
Check PayPal battle.
Okay. Jermaine Spencer, thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate it.
What year were you born, Dave?
1981.
Yeah, see, I was 85, so...
You're born in 85, you said?
Yeah.
I see that somebody sent the PayPal. I just can't see who it was. Was it...
Jermaine.
It was Jermaine. Okay, Jermaine, thank you for that, buddy. Actually, yeah, I see it now. I see it now. There it is. $10. $10. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, you guys, we're going to cut it loose right now. I want to go to sleep tonight because I want to get up tomorrow and I want to go fly some planes. I wanted to do that this morning. We ended up sleeping in. We had laundry to do. We had to go grocery shopping. I had to go take my Jeep and wash it because we just had a snowstorm. And when there's a snowstorm, they put salt all over the damn roads up here. I got a brand new Jeep, and I didn't want the salt eaten away at my vehicle, so I actually go wash my truck every time after a snowstorm goes away and the snow starts clearing up. The salt will actually make the road turn white. Well, as soon as the road starts turning back to a grayish black color again, you know the salt's been pushed off to the side, and then you have to go wash the salt off your truck. If you don't, the salt will eat right through your damn truck, and you're going to have a 7-year-old truck that's going to be rusting through floorboards and stuff. So it's always a good idea to wash your truck up here. So I went and washed the truck. And tomorrow morning, I got an appointment to drop off my wife's truck to get brand new tires put on it. As soon as we leave from there, I'm coming straight back from there. We're going to fly these 2 planes, you guys. Well, maybe not the Cub right now, but I do have the extra 300 that we are definitely going to go put a couple of batteries through. I owe you guys a flight video. It's cool and everything that we sit here on Friday nights and do this, but I also owe you guys some flight videos as well. And the last flight video that I put up was the Futura, right? So we got to get you guys a flight video, and I've got a few planes here that need to be flown. So, yeah, guys. Eric, do you got anything, buddy?
Nope.
All right, guys. I'm Dave. This is Dave's RC, guys, with my host Shadow Ops. Make sure you guys check out Shadow Ops. Go check out his channel, guys. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Also do the same for me. Also check me out on Instagram as well, guys. I'm always posting little things on Instagram, kind of cool, funny little things. Updates, builds, stuff like that, custom paint jobs, stuff like that. That's it, guys. Home of the free giveaways. We are out of here in 3, 2, 1. Peace.